Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you about your Iron Man training and stuff. So.
Oh, no. Well, I'm going to ask you about Varsity Band.
Varsity Band? What's that?
Uh-oh. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Welcome to the Bands Make Her Dance Fantasy Football League Podcast with your hosts, Taylor LaPrairie and Joe LaFever.
What's up, guys? Coming to you on Thursday, May 6th, 2021, the official podcast for the Bands Make Her Dance Fantasy Football League. Your favorite hosts, Taylor LaPrairie and Joe LaFever, here with you. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Why is my name first? I feel like you got to have your name first.
No, see, you're
the host. I'm the co-host.
No, it's a co-host tandem, and your name alphabetically comes before my name, last name. So
last name. Okay, I was gonna say J comes before T. You know that, right?
But La comes before Le.
Thanks.
Also, are we and Le Fever?
Are we in season 2? Like, is this episode 1 of season 2? Is this
episode 2 of season 2? Yes, we. This is Our first one was back when I was in at your place in that very room that you're in.
All right. I didn't know if that was like a trailer. If we were considering that trailer, if that was like a season finale of season 1.
I think we're into season 2 now. It's right. We are fully submerged in season 2. Even though this is only entrenched, the second only episode. Hey, check us out on YouTube. We got the video back today.
Hopefully the last one. Hopefully the last video, because I'm not looking too hot.
You look wonderful. You can see our beautiful faces. You can also see our revamped, fresh look on YouTube. Brand new revamped intro. Basically the same, but looks better. I don't know.
A little bit better.
So
small improvements.
Small improvements, marginal gains. That's what we're all about here. We're just barely. We can't put the bar too high because then we'll never reach it, right? We just,
true.
Baby steps here, right? We don't want to.
That's true. I will say this too. We had our band banquet a couple of nights ago, and it's like a tradition. Apparently, they do like what's called band director appreciation, and it's basically like a roast. So the other directors were telling me like, yeah, you better prepare because they're going to bring up some ancient history that you just got to be ready for it. And one of the kids brought up like the podcast and was like roasting me for this podcast. But then he said it always like turns around at the very end and always ends up kind of like a heartfelt thing. This kid, he, was kind of giving me some, he was razzing me a little bit about it. And he said though that he asked me for some fantasy advice. He asked me like, I think like when we were in the playoffs, and I gave him like what I would do. And he said that he won his league because of that. And then they ended up getting me this mug that says like fantasy football legend on it, which is very, very nice. It was like their gift to me.
That's so nice.
But just so you know, I had a couple kids come up to me today, and they were like, "Hey, now that they've mentioned that you have a podcast, I went on Spotify and checked it out. So we might be getting some more an influx of listeners.
Well,
and viewers.
I will say this now. I don't know if you remember, but our YouTube channel had one more subscriber than my personal YouTube channel. Well, that has since changed. We're tied right now. So we'll see. Maybe the league podcast can get some more subscribers and once again I my personal channel. I only have like 3 videos anyway.
I will state again that this is not. We're not trying to make this go viral or anything like that.
We're trying to monetize, right? I'm kidding.
Made by the league for the league.
Yeah, exactly. Some things to get into today. News: NFL draft was this last weekend. We'll talk about that. It's always exciting to chat about. We'll touch on the brackets briefly. We kind of already know. Everyone saw what happened, and then the big thing, the 2021 schedule release, the big exciting thing. Taylor, I see you're sipping on some sunshine over there. What's going on?
Can you give me another beer, please?
Yeah, I am actually not drinking a beer. I actually, Thomas and I, we've been doing this. Hold on a second, I need to burp. Thomas and I, we've been doing this like challenge thing all throughout the first like 4 months, and we're actually done with it now. But the last challenge was the month of April. We drank a gallon of water every single day, as well as no alcohol.
Wow.
which was tough. Thomas was texting me a lot. He's like, "Yo, dude, like my bladder is about to burst."
Thomas is and he's like a big whiskey head. So yeah, that would have been tough to be off the alcohol for him.
Yeah, he said it was tough. He said it was tough for him. But I don't know. I've had like one margarita since like today's Cinco de Mayo, and I didn't even have a margarita.
Today is Cinco de Mayo.
I felt like it was blasphemous of me not to, but I've been on the no alcohol kick for so long, and I think it might be here to stay for a little bit longer. But I'm drinking right now what's called a Topo Chico.
Yes,
this is with a twist of lime. This is like I heard about this when I moved down here, but it's just like mineral water, just sparkling water basically. But it's very, very good, very refreshing at the end of a long day.
Yeah, it looks almost like an old school like Sprite. Well, I guess the label's yellow, so maybe not. But
yeah. No, this is a twist of lime, which is very, very good.
Close to
Tastes like Sprite. Yeah,
I am drinking fresh homebrewed water out of the old Yeti over here.
Yeti.
I too have been. I have not had a beer in quite a while. So yeah, I'm just.
Why have you not had a beer, Joe?
Well, I'm training for this triathlon stuff. I actually got a.
Oh wow!
I actually got an Olympic try coming up next weekend, May 16th. So I'm about.
Can you clarify that it's not an Olympic try, meaning it's not like an Olympic trial,
but it's sorry. It's
can you confirm that?
I guess I should. Yeah, it's an Olympic
professional tuba player, Olympian.
I wish. No, it is an Olympic
distance
triathlon. So it's about a 1,500 meter swim, 40K on the bike, and then a 6.2 10K run. So pretty short compared to what I'm doing in August, but I need to test out the waters in terms of, well, literally the water, and also
that was a great pun,
and also the transitions. So that's in a week and a half. So anyway, my point being is, I'll have a beer that night, but I'm staying off the alcohol for the next week and a half to just, keep on trajectory. So yeah.
So what are you doing in August, Joe?
I am doing a full distance Ironman triathlon.
Whoa! Get out of here! Well, I'm doing this because we all know Joe. Joe is the most was the least braggadocious human being on the face of this earth. We'll never ever talk about his accomplishments or his achievements. But yeah, if you care to follow Joe on his quest to this Ironman that he's doing in August, get on the Strava app and you can see all of his workouts. I am also on the Strava app. You can see my 12-minute pace miles that I run, and you can see Joe getting out here. What did you run the other day? 14 miles? Was that what I saw?
14-mile negative splits. So, yes, sir. It was the first 7 miles, or the last 7 miles had to be a minute faster per mile than the first 7 miles.
Nice.
So, it was.
So I was thinking about this when you're on the bike, which come on, easiest leg. Is that the easiest leg for you, the bike?
Honestly, running's the easiest for me, just because that's what I know.
Okay.
The bike's getting better. It's just like you, if you got it. I mean, I'm trying to really push power, and it's hard to you really got to have the legs and work, through all that stuff. And then you got to remember that you got to run after that too. So it's kind of like balancing everything. But yeah, I mean, if I was a strong biker, the bike would for sure be the easiest. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Well, I'm just thinking that if you're on the run, we should do a podcast live with you running, and I'll really stretch it out. Make you have to talk for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, so. I mean, I would be dead by the end of that hour and a half and probably pissed at you. But yeah, we can make that happen.
We're doing it for the fans. We're doing it for the fans, Joe. Come on.
There we go. In other news, I got a Venmo. That's exciting. Did I tell you that? I got a Venmo.
That is so amazing. Absolute clutch. We're now an official league.
Yes, we are now officially sponsored by Venmo now.
There you go.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
PayPal garbage.
Yeah, Evan and Pooj and also Travis came to visit me, I guess it was, a month ago almost. And yes, for the ease of everything, I got a Venmo then. But I really want to talk to you about this because we'll get into the football in a second, but you and I had a grand conversation about something called Varsity Band in Texas.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what it is. I didn't think it was going to be a big of a deal, but Joe really honed in on this. So
I thought, well, here's yeah. I'll let you continue, and then I'll say why I was so intrigued.
Well, I remember in Michigan, like there was like when you go to like festival or the adjudication for the state, there's like A class or class A band, and then like class B, class C, class D, or whatever. And in Texas, it's the same thing, but it's just a different name. So you and I was talking to Joe about this. I was like, well, our top group, which is the varsity band. And he was like, wait, there's a varsity band? And I was like, yeah. Like, so when they go to UIL, they don't, it's not class A. It's you classify as a varsity group.
Varsity band.
And you were like, is there a JV? And I was like, no, it actually goes varsity, then non-varsity, and then sub-non-varsity. And you just really took that and run with it.
And then sub round 2, letter Z, like freshman band, like.
Well, yeah.
Well, the
thing is, yeah. So the bands that I teach is the 3rd and the 4th band, which is the sub non-varsity A and the sub non-varsity B. So it just
I just think that's so funny because obviously, as you know me, I'm a big fan of quitting band. I am pro quit band, and I just think that there is nothing higher than quitting varsity band. Like I would go back, join band again to quit varsity band. I think that's something I'd consider. So
yeah.
Do they get varsity letters though for band?
I think they do.
Wait, are you serious for concert band?
Yeah, you get like letters on your Letterman jacket. I mean, the high school I went to, that was not a big deal. Like, I don't really remember anybody making it a big deal about getting your. Was that a thing for you? I bet you were like so into it. I bet you were like, I need to get all of the pennants.
No, we got a varsity letter for marching band, but not like regular band.
Regular band.
Yeah,
that's great. Regular band.
Well, there's varsity band, there's regular band, there's marching band.
Yeah.
I'm just pro.
It doesn't matter.
Band.
You quit it all.
I like to say I retired.
You officially quit band.
I like to say I retired, but you can call it what you want.
News from around the league.
Let's take a look at these brackets. It's been just about a month since brackets are over. So the order in which we're picking draft picks has been posted in the group. The Facebook group. Order is Joe, Kevin, Taylor, Evan, Derek, Thomas, Kelsey, Pooj, Tim, Marshall. I somehow got lucky with Baylor. I saw everybody else put Gonzaga at the start of the tournament. I was like, man, this could either go really well or really bad. Ended up working out. Baylor, that was actually Pooj and Evan and Travis were down here. We watched the Baylor-Gonzaga National Championship at this place called Kansas City Live. It's this outdoor venue where they show sports and stuff and tons of bars around it. We were shocked because Baylor just kind of ran away with the game. I don't know if you saw any of it or if you remembered it, but it was over before it even started.
I didn't. I don't know. I have a hard time with college basketball. I've probably talked about
We've talked about the bracket. Yeah, you're not a big fan of March Madness.
I'm a little. Yeah, I wish it was a little smaller, a little bit more intimate. Of a group of teams. Sure. But it's also hard when my teams like Duke didn't even make it, and then Michigan State obviously.
Now you led with Duke, my teams, and you led with Duke. That's a. I'm sorry. I got to pull that out. That's a problem.
Oh my gosh! It's what if they were playing head to head, I would be on Michigan. I would be rooting for Michigan State. That happened. I know. That happened a couple years ago. I'm a Michigan State fan 51% of the time.
Oh, 51. That's not enough. I will say this because this is funny and this is on brand for the show. We like to keep our brand. Evan did say, quote, that he got the most games correct. So I just thought we should point that out because he also wins the draft every year, but he was in 4th place in the bracket standings. But so good on you, Ev. Keep it up.
I will also say this about our little bracket challenge. I think it's great how it always ends up flipping because I feel like I always leave the first 2 days of the tournament and I'm in 9th or 10th place. And I'm always like, it's over. I'm going to be, I'm going to have to pick up DJ Chark with my first round pick. I'm just going to get absolutely buried in the draft. But it always ends up flipping around because I felt like Pujan was in first place for a week.
I feel that too. And honestly, I watched the first Michigan State UCLA game, and then once Michigan State was out of it, I didn't watch a single game till the national championship. And I didn't check like the points because I was like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, if Baylor had not won, I would have been like fifth place or something, simply because they won. I just, again, got lucky. It's all luck with March Madness. It is what it is. So the NFL has approved an 18-game season. If you haven't heard. More football, still one bye, which means that the fantasy season is now 17 weeks. Pretty exciting. One extra week of trash talk.
I love it. I also like that this new this 3 wildcard teams thing. I love that what that does for our playoffs, because it seems like now everybody kind of needs to play the entire season. I love that for us.
What do you mean, the 3? Oh, are you talking about the
playoffs thing that went into
NFL
effect
right last year?
Yeah.
The 3, the seven teams on each side.
Yeah, I get more fantasy football and higher quality all the way to the end. I love that.
Yep. Love it too. 17-game fantasy season. That means weeks 1 through 14 are the regular season, and 15 through 17 are playoffs, postseason, and then week 18 we will not play. It's become the new week 17 now. You got a leaf blower going on over there?
Yeah, no, it's I'm wearing noise canceling headphones, but I can hear that someone's hitting their weeds or something like that, or blowing leaves right
really
now. I can't believe that.
All right. We got to...
Sorry, everybody, with my audio.
It's all right. They could...
My apologies.
We need to talk about this. I don't know if there's really any other relevant news we want to talk about other than the fact that Aaron Rodgers may not be a Green Bay Packer next year. I
love that for my Vikings. I love
I know you love that.
Because they've been killing us the last 4 years.
They really have. What are your thoughts? I think we briefly talked about this over the weekend, but please share your thoughts on the Aaron Rodgers conundrum.
I think I've been hearing a lot of people the Packers screwed him last year when they took Jordan Love. I was a little bit like, well, maybe that made sense in some weird way. I'm so out on that. That just looking back, I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense why they did that. And then, I just thought it was awesome that he does it the day of the draft, that he lets that leak. Because that's what happened, that it was his decision to let that out.
Right.
As far as what's going to happen, I have no idea. I would guess that he ends up playing for the Packers one more year. I think that this, though, is this is closer to Deshaun Watson in the sense that Deshaun, it seemed like, really was not going to play under any circumstance. And he was truly going to hold out and not play. Closer, let me say a better example, maybe Lev Bell. I think this is closer to Lev Bell than Russell Wilson situation. I think that Russell, it was never really a serious... I think he just wanted to get his name out there, but also kind of still look like he was, the flagship player for the Seahawks. But I think that this is serious, and I do not think he'll be there for more than 1 year.
Yeah, I'd
agree. This is definitely either he's done or this is his last year.
Right. Yeah, I think there's kind of 3 options. He's either done in Green Bay, he's done with football, period, or he plays another year in Green Bay and then he's done. He's not going to be in Green Bay for the rest of his career if he continues to play.
I bet he goes somewhere else, though. I don't know. I don't really know how much I buy into the Jeopardy thing. I mean, how could that really be?
I think if he
he's been doing his football his whole life, and now all of a sudden he gets to do Jeopardy for 2 weeks, and now I'm going to change careers.
If he was 3 years older, I bet you he'd say, "All right, I'll go do Jeopardy," and that would make sense. But I agree with you. Yeah, I think he's going to keep playing football.
I bet he wants another Super Bowl. He wants one more Super Bowl. He wants to pull a Tom Brady.
Right, and I've seen the 49ers and the Broncos come up as big landing spots.
Broncos too much. They need too much, I think.
I really hope he's not in the AFC West, because that means the Chiefs got to play him 2 times a year. We have the State Farm Bowl, the Mahomes versus Rodgers duel, the State Farm Bowl twice a year.
What about a Seahawks Green Bay swap?
A little swapski? Nah, I don't.
Plus another first rounder.
I doubt Seattle would, pull the trigger on that. They've kind of seemed like they've patched things up with Russ. And the Niners were more interesting before they drafted Trey Lance. I don't really think they're gonna.
Yeah, I don't think there's not a landing spot that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, he might be back in Green Bay. He might not be. Maybe he will be on Jeopardy. I don't know. Only time will tell.
NFL Draft reactions.
We're still laughing at that leaf blower, Tay.
Yeah.
Classic.
Not great. Well, the other thing is, it's like we're doing this. It's 8:38.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it is dark. Like it is not. The moon is out.
Whose idea is it to leaf blow at 8:40 on a Wednesday night on Cinco de Mayo of all things? Who knows? So we've got three little topics here about the NFL draft. We'll kind of move through it quickly. I don't know how many. It seems like a lot of people in our league watched it. We kind of had a chat going on at some point. You and I and Thomas joined us later, but we were on the phone for about 3.5. What was our? It was 3.5 hours, wasn't it? Or 3 hours?
I took a screenshot. It was over 3 hours, and it was hilarious.
It was a good old time watching the old.
We had a great time.
Draft, talking about it. Let's lead off with our most shocking picks. I see
you go first on this one. I'm
Okay.
really curious about what you think about these ththings.
So I guess I guess I'm not surprised about the players, more so as the teams they went to. I was surprised that Jalen Waddle was went to Miami instead of Devontae Smith. I guess was kind of the surprising thing there. So
that Jalen Waddle was taken ahead of.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle went number 6 to Miami. I thought they were going to take Devontae Smith there. Obviously, Jalen Waddle is an incredibly talented wide receiver as well, and we didn't really get to see him and Devontae Smith all season because he was injured for a large chunk, I think actually all of the season at Alabama. So, again, that comes back down to the previous year, and sure, maybe he is the more talented receiver, but Devontae Smith, benefited from Waddle not being there. Regardless, I mean, Tua gets a weapon that he knows. It was either going to be him or Devontae Smith. So the Bama connection's there. The other one I was surprised about was Justin Fields going to Chicago, only because Chicago traded up to go get him, and I did not expect the Bears to do that. I mean, I'm actually excited to see Justin Fields in Chicago. I hope he gets the starting job, and I'm excited to see what could come of it, if anything. I'm just more shocked that the Bears said, "Yeah, we'll go trade up to get this guy." And now I'm sure you've heard the news has come out that the Vikings were going to take him at pick 14 if he was still there. So the Bears snuck in and traded with the Giants to pick Fields up. I was just surprised they actually did it.
First of all, Justin Fields, I don't think would be a very good fit at all with the Vikings and our scheme and what we want to do and all that stuff. But I think that it's unfortunately, I think it's a great fit for Chicago. And as much as I don't want it to work out, I think it will work out with Justin Fields. I thought that was such an awesome pick for Chicago. And then for me, most shocking pick, honestly, I thought the whole thing was just great. I didn't really, I'm just going to piggyback on the commentary. This is not an original thought, but the Leatherwood thing from what everyone said that he was I remember, I thought it was weird that it popped up with a statistic on the ESPN broadcast. It was there was a 60% chance that he would have been available in the third round.
Right.
And everybody was clearly just bashing them. And
classic
I know a lot
Raiders.
of people, yeah, and they just are always taking the Alabama Clemson players and all that.
Well, and they always take them a few rounds earlier than they need to. Remember they took Ruggs, the first wide receiver, off the board last year when they could have had Judy. They could have had Justin Jefferson.
Ruggs breakout happening next year, y'all.
Hey, I'm here for it, but I'm just it's just classic.
I know you're targeting Ruggs 6th round.
No, 5th, baby. Give me that
5th. Oh,
Ruggs the 3rd. Give him to me in the 3rd, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Your most underwhelming pick was one of your very own Skull Bros.
I was very upset.
So excited.
I was so excited for us to pick up Rashawn Slater.
That's right. Yeah, you were pretty stoked.
The tackle from Northwestern, because he was dropping, and then I saw I was like, oh wait, who has the pick right? Because it was all those wide receivers going with the Eagles. I forget who went before. It was the Giants, right?
No, the Giants traded to Chicago. So it was Chicago,
Well,
at
it was
11.
Dallas that moved back, and
Right.
then Eagles took a wide receiver and then quarterback, and then you knew that the Cowboys were probably not going to pick an offensive lineman.
Yep.
And I was like, all right. And then I saw who picked like right before us, and it was the Chargers. Like, well, that dream is dead. And then I saw us trade back, which is so like Rick Spielman, our general manager. That's so him to do trades and all that. And he always is just accumulating draft capital in the third round. And if you look at like who's actually playing right now and starting for the Vikings of those picks, it's none of them have hit. So I was very upset. But to know that like Christian Darrisaw, he was like the one I was just like, well, just take him. But then we ended up, trading back 9 picks and still picking him up. I thought that was awesome.
That's a really good steal. I had Penei Sewell out of Oregon, the offensive tackle, to the Lions in the 7th pick. I was kind of harping on this all week that the Bengals had to take him at pick 5 to give Joe Burrow some time to throw the ball. They didn't. The Lions grabbed him, and I think it's, again, we talked about this on the phone too. Offensive tackles have one of the highest hit chances of all players drafted. So this is a great pick for the Lions for their future, to give whoever the quarterback is just time to throw the ball. That's huge. I think it was just a really good, not a sexy pick, but a really good pick for the Lions at 7. The most exciting player that you're ready to see in the fantasy realm. What is? I see you've got a couple players down here.
Well, obviously Najee Harris he's got like a wide open lane. You know that they want to be the bell cow running back team, the Steelers. They just got rid of James Conner, so it's like set up. He's teed up to go out there and do it. But then the Steelers running game has actually like. I was duped by this because I was like, oh, Lev Bell, come on, like they've been great, but they have not been good.
Right.
And it's going to be I'm very interested to see what happens. And then also I'm excited for Travis Etienne. I think that Trevor Lawrence, Etienne, Clemson connection, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen there. Thought it was very interesting that you had your boy from last year just totally thrown to the wayside, and they picked up Travis Etienne.
Well,
I thought that's such a vote of confidence that they're going to go in a different direction. I think he'll be used a lot. I don't know. Where do you pick? I don't know. I don't even been like doing a lot of mock drafts. I haven't either. But where do you think Etienne will go?
I don't know. Well, and I keep hearing that Etienne's going to be like the third down guy and the
Is
pass
it Etienne
catcher.
or Etienne?
It's Etienne. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not your boy from MSU. Of course, I hear he moved to Florida now or some. I don't know. Anyway. So
Pooj. I think Pooj is close to the situation. Can you let us know?
Tweet
straighten
at
us out over
at
here.
The official league. No, I'm kidding. We don't have a Twitter. But yeah, it was a big teardrop for James Robinson. I got a soft spot for him. He's my boy.
Jimmy Rob.
I'm bummed for J Rob, but the Jags. I think it was going to be a whole new scheme anyway, with Urban Meyer coming in. I am also excited for Najee Harris. I think that's going to be really fun to watch.
Najee, it's Najee.
Is it Najee or Najee? I guess I don't know.
Okay.
We'll do our research.
We really need to
time.
do some research. We just come on here and just make it up. You know?
Everything we tell you guys is false. That's not true. I'm also excited. We talked a little about this too, and maybe this wasn't the best thing that could have happened for the Falcons, but I am really excited for Kyle Pitts, and not this year really. I told you this. If I had a dynasty team, I would definitely take Kyle Pitts pretty
number
early. I don't know about number 1. I think Najee would probably take that 1 spot this year. But Kyle Pitts, I mean, he's kind of like a freak of nature. Like he's got the skills of, I mean, he's basically like a Travis Kelce comp or all these guys, Darren Waller, like the guys that are making it right now in the tight end game. He's the the next generation. So I'm excited. I don't know if I'm stoked about the landing spot in Atlanta.
I just love that thing that you sent. I don't know if it was us or me, but it was like, man, the Falcons, they have Julio, they've got Calvin Ridley, they've got Matt Ryan, they've got Kyle Pitts. Who can stop them? And it was like Atlanta,
the Atlanta
maybe?
Falcons. Yeah.
Atlanta will do. They will self-destruct.
That's kind of why I'm disappointed in the landing spot, but love the player, love the talent. Anything else you want to say about the old NFL draft?
No, I'm just excited for our draft.
Yeah, a couple months. Let's see, May 5. got to count, more than a couple months away. 4 months, right? Well,
yeah.
3.5.
Are we going to Chicago? Do you have any final plans on that?
We've got some. I've got some plans. I've talked. I have some feelers out. We might have an announcement on the next pod sometime.
Interesting.
Intrigue. Speaking of intrigue, let's get into the real reason why we're here. The old schedule drop.
The 2021 schedule release.
Sweet. 17-week season. We never thought it could happen, but it can. That's not true. We had a 17-week season in 2017 when there were only 17 like NFL games and we didn't know how to play fantasy football, so we played all the way to the end. The good old days. The good old days. But yes, for the 5th season of the league, if you haven't noticed, this is the 5th season. I'll probably say it a million more times the rest of the season. 17-game season. So a couple specifics about the schedule. So that one extra game. So normally we had a 13-week regular season. This year we have a 14-week regular season. You play your division. You play in the division opponents twice and out of the division opponents once. We had to add an extra regular season game. So just to make it more fun for the East-West Bowl, that extra game is out of the division. So you'll play one other opposite division player twice and everybody else once. Does that make sense? That was a lot of words. The beginning of the season. And I should say Marshall and Kelsey, because they're rivals and they play each other twice automatically because everybody else gets to play their rivals twice except for them. So now they get to play each other twice because they're from different divisions. Anyway, that's that. Week 14 is rivalry week. The entire schedule was randomized except for the Week 1 Super Bowl IV rematch and Week 14 for the rivalry week. And the beginning of the season is heavy interdivision games, which are the East-West eligible games, and then later in the season is heavy intra-division games. So let's jump in here. We got some highlights. We got it up on your screen on YouTube if you're checking it out too. I already said it. Week 1, the rematch of Super Bowl IV, the reigning champion, Pujan versus Derek. Derek's looking for a little bit of revenge here.
I want some side bets on this one.
I think I would like some side bets on all of these games here.
We need to contact Vegas and get some odds.
Get some odds on our football games.
I don't know, Derek. You're plus 500 right now going into this.
We'll see what happens in the draft. But Derek might come out. Maybe we assign Pooj, because he's our resident gambler, to assign odds to every single game during the week. I can already hear him.
So great.
I can already hear him typing in the Facebook comments that he's already working on it. Also in week 1, we have the Past Their Prime playoff, aka the Jordan Howard David Johnson showdown. Tim and I.
Heyo.
We're squaring off for the 3rd time in 5 seasons in week 1. I didn't realize we played each other 3 times in week 1. The last 5 seasons. I'm excited to beat Tim again. Hopefully.
I also see that Tim is the team that I played twice out of division.
Yes, he is. Yes.
It's about to become the anti-Tim podcast.
Yeah, the anti-Tim podcast. Tay, week 5 is the first podcast host off. You and me. We also got week 9 this year too. So week 5, week 9. Look forward to it, buddy.
I'm just really hoping for a win streak this year. I feel like I always come out with these weak starts. I always end up 2 and 3 after the first 5 weeks.
I always feel like that too, and then you need a streak to get back into it, and I feel that. Also in week 5, do you remember this? Did we talk about we talked about this a lot. The Trash Talk Taylor Bowl. This is Thomas versus Kevin in week 5. They also play each other week 10. But they are both known to throw some serious shade at you, Taylor.
Well, Thomas, notably. That's just part of our relationship. You guys didn't march with us, but that is basically the extent of our relationship. My first couple of years was him just being a butt to me. But Kevin, the newfound trash talker, I love that. I would love to have a second rivalry. With Kevin.
I would love to see an actual trash talk off between these two. Maybe we can make that happen. Weeks 5
like
and
where
10.
they're like competing with each other, but I lose no matter who
exactly
wins.
Yeah,
like they're just I'm just an innocent bystander.
Another roast. Yeah.
Let's see what happens in Chicago after the draft. It's like it's a roast.
Oh, there we go. Week 7 and also week 11 because they're playing each other twice.
7-11.
7-11. Is it the return of the nap in confidence? Evan and Pooj will play each other twice this year. Week 7 and week 11, yes, they somehow got the random draw to play each other twice because they are in separate divisions.
Was that random though?
Yes.
Derek and yourself, the commissioners, didn't tweak it?
No, so it's all in Google Sheets, and it's like I've got the equals rand between function. So it gives you random numbers that align with your schedule slot, and I'm putting you to sleep. Look, I can get into it. I've got a whole brand new
Google Sheets better than anybody else.
There's a surprise coming, and I can tell it to you all when it comes out. And you want to take this next one because this is classic.
What do we got here? The Steel City Classic. Chance for I'm reading this for the first time, everybody. By the way, Marshall versus Taylor. Chance for revenge on Taylor's Steelers hate. I'm not trying to hate on the Steelers. I'm just trying to hold them accountable for what they truly are. That's what I was trying to do.
All right.
But I would love to. We need to make a bet or something like that. I'll wear 6 layers of Steelers shirts, just like Marshall did when he came on the podcast.
There you go.
I'll have to do that for that week or something.
Love it. The Revenge Tour officially begins for Kelsey in what is this week? 7, week 8 looks like. Kelsey is the only player in the league that has 7 in-division games in a row. He's playing every single, basically the entire division in those 7 weeks. He plays the entire division 8 times in 9 weeks.
Now, is this inter-division or intra-division?
So inter-division is East versus West. Intra-division is West versus West, East versus East. I always have to think of like interleague play, like MLB interleague play. That's the only reason. That's the only way I remember it. But yes, so Kelsey is back for blood. The Revenge Tour starts. He pulled the lucky draw and playing basically the entire division in a row, so he can really do some damage there. And of course, we said it. Week 14 is rivalry week, heading into the playoffs. Weeks 15 through 17. Our playoffs consolation and the brand new Sacco series. Excited to get that underway. I think that'll be pretty fun. It's going to be a fun season. We've got lots of things coming up. We're still, like I said, figuring out the draft, but I might have an announcement here pretty soon.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm still on this. So if I say inter self, like my inner self, is that right? Or is it it's my intra self? Like what would be the difference there?
I don't know.
Is inter means what exactly versus intra?
I think it means within. See, this is like, again, like I too feel the same, that inter and intra feel...
They seem like they're the same thing.
Yeah, they feel the same, and they also feel like opposite of what they are. I'm not a fan.
am getting more confused. I got a 0 on my AP English exam, so I'm...
Speaking of standardized tests, I believe Kelsey takes the SAT pretty soon for his Sacco punishment.
Yes, love that. We need to get updates. We need to get updates on
Kelsey,
that.
you got to post in the group with your score. I'm sure yours will be like through the roof. I would be super nervous to take that because I'm sure I'd have like the lowest score of the bunch. But
does he have to post his score?
I don't think he has to, but I think he'll be proud enough to. I think he's going to get a really good score, and I think he should post it.
Yeah, Kelsey, can you let us know like what your plan is here? Like, are you going to try? Are you going to take like tutoring going on before this?
You know that giant book of SAT prep? Yeah, he's panning through that right now as we speak. I'm pretty confident. All All right, boys, that's all we got for you on this episode. We'll probably see you in another month or so. Still in the off season, still in off-season shape, but we're ready to get back rolling. And yes, excited for fantasy football again. So we'll see you in several weeks, boys. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Bands Make Her Dance Fantasy Football League podcast.